This is the inquisitive nature of the human, that a particular branch of knowledge is known as science, which has evolved. And now, if we just try to look around us, that how science is helping us, everything, whatever we are doing in our daily life, that is because of the development of science. So science is something which is there, whether we recognize it, whether we give credits to it, but it is there. So this is the very interesting topic which we are going to discuss today. And student, I must tell you, the speaker here is Mr. Paritosh Anand, and I am Ahmedabad alumnus. And he is a PME and certified wine tester, having 7+ working experience across sectors like agribusiness, health, education, and now he's discovering the path of entrepreneurship. He's always open for collaboration, work, and testing ideas. If we talk about his certification, he has Lean Six Sigma Black Belt from Council for Six Sigma certification, Washington, DC. Project Management Essential from Management and Strategy Institute, USA. As already said, he is certified wine tester from Rioja Wines. He is also been certified by for business analytics certification from Wharton University. He he is affiliated to a number of professional organizations as well. For example, he is selected for as Peace Ambassador at World Peace Tract Sweden. He is also selected as a global ambassador from India at World Literacy Foundation, Australia, aiding in policies formulation for literacy eradication worldwide. He is also involved with some 2 days extensive MDP organized by I&I Farms with Rapid Learning Systems. He is also associated with the exotic vegetable market with respect to organized retailing with Monsanto at Mumbai. And if I talk about different responsibility, again, this list is such a huge list. In a very short, I can say that he is co-founder of Vatsalya Wellness and Agri Ventures, and he is someone who has taken lots of cues, lots of knowledge from science, and has developed new technology. So, Paritosh, you are the apt person for today's discussion. And with this, a huge welcome here in this webinar. And now the platform is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the kind and so elaborative introduction. So what is science? Basic thing. Uh, in schools, we it works as an evil for many of us, for me too. That why physics, why chemistry, why there is an organic reaction, and you have to remember always. So, an exams science would be like कि problematic to hai. Why it happened and why from the dawn of the human civilization, or you can say the dawn of the big bang. The big bang is also a very scientific process. Chaos, chaos is also a scientific process. So from right when you wake up to when you sleep, even after sleeping, the body movements or how your body reacts with the surrounding nature is also a science. So 24 into 7, ma'am told, I am very much agreed that you recognize or not, you are surrounded by it and it is working. So start how the presentation will be. We will see a few important sectors where the role of science is very much required, and we have already done a lot in that. So one is agriculture, second is healthcare, third is living and lifestyle, that how our lifestyle has been evolved, or how we are being evolved as a society, as an individual with the help of it, and the ESG, environmental, societal, and governance. How business units or is working towards it, and how science is affecting them too. So, as I told, is often viewed as the evil in the school life. It's all around us. We perform scientific processes every day in our normal life. We can talk whenever you feel you have to discuss something, or you have to ask something, you can. So science is just a way of knowledge distribution system, I would say, which starts with observing something and concluding it through the process of hypothesis, experimentation, measure, analyze, and then communicate. And then you conclude the gravity. Again, we understand the science of gravity through the process of these only. Someone observed that why the apple fell down and it all started. So the application of science can be done in two ways. In any areas of your life, it can be work through the research part where it helps you to increase the understanding and solving of the problem, or development, implementation of it substitutes technologies to improve life for all. The positive, the technology for good, you can say. So science and technology, it comes when after you can say World War II. Before that, it was only science. So role of science. What is the role of science actually? So it connects the past, present, and the future. It can tell you what happened in past, why it happened, what happening in present, why it is happening, and what is the prediction for the future. It always works on predictive analysis. It always works on data. It always works on the hypothesis that you have observed something and now you are predicting that things will be done in this way or things will go in this way. So you have to prepare for the first hand for this. Enhancing culture and boosting economies, of course. If any society is very much scientific, it would adopt a different kind of culture. It would adopt a different kind of developmental phase and nurturing science and scientific temperament. This is one of the most important role of science, where it has to nurture itself and the temperament among the people of the society where it is being involved. So coming to the agriculture, that was the basic of science. We all know what science is. So let's talk about a few things about agriculture. So when the human civilization started from nomadic to the settled lifestyle, when we stopped eating animals and started farming, cultivation, plantation. So it has been recognized as a fundamental role in growing civilization and developing nation and binding people. It is a pivotal development in the human evolution and a major turning point in transitioning from the nomadic to settler lifestyle. As population is growing and grew, agricultural practices were increasingly refined to accommodate the greater needs for the food security. Food security is a very important point here. The purpose, the sole purpose of agriculture is to provide food security. But what's going on? This is very uncomfortable truth for you all that India will reach the mark of 1.5 billion by 2030 and 1.6 billion by 2050 in terms of population. Cultivable land in India is decreasing at the rate of 30,000 hectares per year. This is the data provided by the government of India, and agriculture contributes around 16% of the whole India's GDP. So, how we are going to secure or ensure the food security for everyone? Now, if we are talking about food security, I would say it is a joke. This is the main objective of any societal agriculture is to provide food security to every individual. And now this is the alarming situation for the farming or the production community, how they will be feeding everyone out there. So the agriculture is the basic understanding is a soil culture. It is a backbone of an economic system for the developing countries. Type of agriculture, if we can see, it's not needed to discuss about it, but it's industrial shifting, arable subsistence, and the importance of agriculture. It provides a source of livelihood, contribution to the national revenue, supply for the food and fodder, significance to the international trade even, and of course food security. So how it will be done. Here it comes the science, the role of science in agriculture. Promoting the application of science and tech in agriculture is the foundation of improving the productivity, quality, efficiency, and the competitiveness of it. Contributing to the modernization of agriculture and rural areas, ensuring food security, social security, income enhancement for farmers, traders, everyone in the value chain, agriculture value chain. So if we see pinpointed, so we can have various points on which science solely helped us and helping us in agriculture sector to ensure the food security for every individual. How? The seed structure. You know, the yellow capsicum or the red capsicum is just the result of science, because by nature it would be green, but now we are able to harvest the yellow capsicum or red capsicum or something like that, or the squared watermelon or the heart-shaped watermelon. How we are doing it? It is done through the micro level. It is not like you when a watermelon is growing, you fit a shape of a heart or shape of the box, and then it takes the shape of that. No, we do the things in seed itself. So we have now better seeds, more efficient seeds, which results in efficient crops and again the livestock productivity. The high yield and high quality seeds we have now. Companies like Monsanto, Syngenta, DuPont, Pioneer are working towards it for the global level. Again, it is helping us to establish a sustainable farming system. What is sustainable farming system? The cultivation technique and production process adapted to the climate change. If climate would be changing, the farming system would change itself. That is called sustainable farming system. It has been without the help of science solely. We are not talking about any kind of technology in this. Improving seed structure or improving the high yield or high quality seeds is not being done by technology. That the role of technology is there, but a very little, because without using tools it cannot be possible. So it is the dynamic nature that will equip agriculture to cope up with the competing challenges of the addressing food and nutritional security. And the role of science again comes here to push it to that level so that we can ensure the same. So if we see point to point things, it helps in better planning on producer side. How? We have science of weather, meteorological things we can say. So if we say that the weather would be better or the rain would be on that day or monsoon will coming on that date of that month, the producer, the farmers can plan better in advance than when to sow the seeds of the rice. Simple. Second, uh, the science of now we have also, you can say on the farmer's end, science has made them or pushing them to plan better on the on how to sow, when to sow, what to sow even. Like the things you are growing in Maharashtra cannot grow in Bihar or cannot grow in Kashmir. You cannot grow saffron or apple in Bihar or Maharashtra. And the same happens with the vineyard. You cannot establish a vineyard in Kashmir. So again, it depends upon the environment, the microenvironment of the plant and the environment surrounded. We have more efficient varieties of seeds now. Better weather forecasting now you can see the papaya seedless things, seedless fruits. So how seedless fruits are there? This is a more efficient variety of seeds which produces the seedless fruits. Better weather forecasting helps farmers again. We have more efficient manures and fertilizers, so it will be used on a very less amount and it will work the same. We have the biofertilizers that will ensure again the amount of pesticides which will help farmers to export it even. So again, it is helping in the revenue, national revenue. Biofertilizers we have more efficient pesticides, and of course sustainable farming. So these are the few major role of science in agriculture on the farmer side. On trader side, if you will talk, on marketing side, if you will talk, again we have a role of more role of technology rather than science. That we have various apps developed by IFCO, Government of India, for the farmers to check the price of the commodity they are trying to sell or they are willing to sell, and where they can get the best price out of it, on which mandi. Like if a farmer has a pomegranate of 5 tons and he wants to sell it, so he can check on the app that on which mandi he will get the best price. He can connect to the trader out there. He can sell the products directly through clicking photos and uploading it on the app. So the role of technology work is far more than the role of science on the marketing side, on the trading side, on the forward end of the value chain. So we are trying to cover the back end of the agriculture. So these are the same, the plans. Coming towards a healthcare industry, how it is working. We can say medical science is a subset of biology. As such, medical science by definition is a derivative of a basic science. So science provides a wealth of knowledge that can be tapped to enhance the provision of healthcare in the world. Again, we are talking about science, not on technology. Science and healthcare are so closely interconnected that there is a need to come up with measures that enhances the positive uses of science in the healthcare setting or the medical science setting. Treatment plans such as different medicines, surgery, labs are all based on the scientific methods only. In the sector of healthcare, how science is helping us and how it it has helped us in the previous past. So directly, some direct points it is we can discuss on everything. Helps in the improvement of overall standard and the quality of life. How we should live, when we should wake up, when we should sleep. These all comes through the medical sciences. Helps in diagnosis and treatment of disease and ailments. The pre-diagnosis system or the preventive medicine, we can say preventive care, that also comes from the role of science in the healthcare. It also helps in breaking down the molecular mechanism of any disease and contributes to the development of drugs and pharmaceuticals. So again, the pharmaceuticals industry, the drug development part depends on the science. It also helps in educating researchers, doctors, scientists, or even a layperson on how to live a healthy life. So the improvement of overall standard and quality of life is again very much important. helps in developing a fundamental understanding of the medical science. It also helps in generating treatments, cure, vaccines to tackle the world's most devastating diseases. In near past, we have seen the COVID and how science helped us. Not only science, but the role of technology was also there. But only if we talk about science, we did the genome of every COVID varieties. Helps us. It also helps us to understand the unique needs of users and communities, so we can design the right tools for impact. The problem which may be in South Africa rising may not in India. So it also helps us to predict, detect, or track the emerging health risk, so we can be better prepared to confront the tomorrow's challenges. So again, it works on the preventive healthcare mechanism or the predictive analysis. It also helps us to understand what works and what doesn't, so we can target the better intervention and design health programs for the maximum impact. Putting information and data at our fingertips always helps. Coming toward the ESG, I have not, we do not have the bigger slides today. So we'll talk on point to point things. So ESG, ESG is an acronym of environmental, social, and governance. Why it comes? It comes after the CSR. You can say it is a mixture of CSR and the SDG of the United Nations. ESG takes the holistic view that sustainability extends beyond just environmental issues. ESG is best characterized by a framework that helps stakeholders to understand how an organization is managing risk and opportunities related to environmental, societal, and governance criteria. And why only these three pillars? Because again, these three pillars helps a society to develop more scientifically. It has evolved from the other historical movements that focused on health, safety issues, pollution reduction, and the corporate philanthropy, of course. So, what environmental criteria refers? It refers to an organizational environmental impacts and the risk management practices. Like if you go to any paper manufacturing company, they must have, there is a clause that they must have their own nursery. And why nursery? Because the number of plants they are harvesting or they are cutting make the papers, the same number of plant they have to sow. So every paper manufacturing company out there might be it is Orient or JK or Ballarpur Industries built. You will find a nursery with them, and that again comes in the agriculture part. But that nursery takes care of the number of trees cutting down and the number of trees they are sowing again. So again, these include direct and indirect greenhouse gas emission, stewardship over natural resources, or the firm's overall resiliency against physical climate risk, like climate change, flooding, or fires. The social pillars again refers to an organizational relationship to its stakeholders. Example of the factors that a firm may be measured against include human capital management metrics like fair wages or employee engagement matrices. Like Tata was the first company to adopt PF scheme, Provident Fund, before government even. Tata was doing it, but also an organization impact on the communities in which it operates, on supply chain partners, or the environmental or the labor standards must be that much robust. So governance refers to how a company is led and managed. A strict ESG analyst will seek to better understand how leadership incentives are aligned to a stakeholders' expectations. So these three pillars are very much important to understand how how science is working towards it. We will try to understand in the next slide. So when we talk about the environmental thing, what are the important questions we need to ask when we talk about the role of science in it? How do the actions of a company, of any company, affect the environment from the local to the global level? If you are making some kind of dye or the hair dye, or you are working in a chemical industry, or your company is working in a chemical industry, you have a factory, then of course the fumes will be there, the waste will be there. How you are managing it? Is there any kind of environmental impact where you are disposing the waste in the nearby water body? And if you are doing it, is there any animal out there who is drinking water from that water body? What if that chemicals goes into that animal body and reacts, and he and it dies? Who will be blamed for it? Your company, your practices. How, what are the environmental impacts of a company product and services on the overall environment? So these two questions you must ask when you talk about the environmental thing of the ESG. Again, coming to the social pillar, what are the important questions to be asked? How does a company behavior affect society? Like we have, if you remember, there is a company called Mantra, and their logo has to be changed just because it was obscene. I have never found it obscene, but few people. So, by anyhow they had to change it. So that's the company behavior which was affecting the society, and few people recognized it maybe. What are the social implications of the company's actions? If Mantra denied that we will not change it, what would be the social implications? And if it changed the logo, what else are the new social implications? So companies' behavior affects societies a lot. Governance. Are a company's actions ethical, or can a company be trusted? A trust factor, which Tata built, which Reliance built, are they ethical or not? Or it is an important question to be asked. So we have now two questions for environmental thing. So what are the basic thing? What are the points which needs to be taken care of when we talk about the important questions under the environmental thing of the ESG? The greenhouse gas emissions, how much greenhouse gas you are producing through your factory or through your office, the water consumption, the energy consumption, the product carbon footprint, the renewable energy uses. Are you are you a company which is using solar energy, or are you a company which is using its energy again and again? How you are packaging your product, and how you are using the processes of waste management. If I say that I am a co-founder of Vatsal Wellness, and we do produce organic biodegradable sanitary pads, we are working on sustainable menstrual health. Now if I package my product, my sanitary pads, into a plastic packaging, does it work? No, it must be into a packaging of biodegradable thing. Comes to the societal pillar of ESG, human rights, diversity, equity, and inclusion, investment in communities, data privacy, access to career development are few points which needs to be taken care of when we talk about the societal pillar of ESG, like access to career development. TAS is something, Tata Administrative Services. It is more like the IAS and IPS or the UPSC, but TAS is being organized from very past for the employee of the Tata. From TAS, you can go into the general manager or AGM level of their companies. Data privacy, of course, every app you use and how they are using your data, how they are investing in the communities. Like Snapdeal has is taking care of two, three villages out there. They all have the hand pumps with the name of Snapdeal for the community development. How the equity is being diversified and inclusion is taking place, and are the human rights being taken care of by the company or not? Coming towards the governance now. Of course, it talks about the shareholder rights. It talks about the fair wage gaps. It is more on the management side, that how the company is being governed, who are the board members, and what are their reputation, how the executive compensation is justified there, how they are justifying the payment giving to someone or the salary to someone, how much transparent they are in their policies, and are they implementing those policies or not. So in this scenario where the science is working towards the framing the policy of the human rights or the investment in the communities. Again, on environmental front, on environmental pillar, science has the most role, like in water consumption, waste management, packaging, carbon footprint, or the energy consumption. So these are the things where science has, of course, we have a lot of help from that. So living and lifestyle, how the lifestyle of we, us, I has been evolved in the past 50 years, or we developed as a society. Science is valued by society because the application of scientific knowledge helps to satisfy many basic human needs and improve living standards. Right from the finding of a cure of a cancer disease and a clean form of energy. Just two topical examples. Actually, I was writing about it, so I have written many sentences. Similarly, science is often justified to the public as a driving economic growth, as we have seen in the introduction slide. So, during the past few decades, however, another goal of science has emerged to find a way to rationally use natural resources to guarantee their continuity. Now, science has a different goal also, that we are using every natural resources like anything. So, and the continuity of humanity itself. Now, not a single religion is in the danger, the whole humanity actually. And few people are working towards it. Like someone is making plan to establish a community on the moon, like Elon Musk. So what he is doing, he is understanding that the rate on which the human population is growing and the rate on which natural resources is decreasing, we need to find a rational way. We need to find a bridge. So, however, there is another application that has been largely ignored, but that has enormous potential to address the challenge facing humanity in present day, and that is education. It is time to seriously consider how science and research can contribute to education at all levels of society. The Your lifestyle or your living pattern will only be changed, I think, through education, not just to engage people, but also giving them the basic understanding of science and how science has shaped the world and human civilization. If education is, if you are into it, you will be changed. second generation, third generation will be changed. Moreover, the science has demonstrated that it is a supreme mechanism to explain the world, to solve problems, and to fulfill human needs. It is only the thing which can tell you about how Big Bang happened and how I am talking to you. So a fundamental condition that it is dynamic, it is never constant, and the constant revision and re-evaluation of the existing knowledge. So every scientific theory out there is always under scrutiny, and it is always questionable, so that it will again re-evaluate itself and come in a better updated version of it. So we are open for feedback questions now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paritosh. Indeed, it was a very nice session in terms of the guidance that how science has really contributed to the mankind. And of course, the thing is that the time is here that we need to take out the learning from the pages of the books or from the no test tubes from the laboratory to the real field. We should the time is there that we are required to employ whatever we have learned in our academic field. That has to be now it has to be very practical now, because the present situation, it is giving us a platform where huge innovation is required in terms of dealing to the various problems, and these problems are coming from every field, every aspect of life, being education, being it health, being it environment, being it livelihood. I mean, better living standards, communication, transportation, everything is in a state of great change. We are witnessing a very, I mean, I'm also a science graduate. So I know that in history, in science, there is a word called Cambrian age, where huge speciation occurred at that time. So now I think that this is the, again a time wherein we are shifting, and a lot of changes are coming, and we are going towards more sustainable approach to the various problems. So because now slowly and silently, perhaps we are realizing that we have only one planet, and it is required to be conserved, because we want to continue our this particular
Species, of
species.
course.
Yes. So yes, that is how it has to be. So any student who is very much keen and who understand that how things are coming, and what are, even if you talk about the government, even they are promoting lots of such budding entrepreneurs who are really coming up with innovative approach, innovative solutions. And students, if you have anything in your mind that you feel that yes, this is something which can be done to solve a particular problem, you are always welcome. Come and discuss. You never know that you may become perhaps Sir Isaac Newton or Einstein, who are the epitome of science. So it
Right.
just happened with simple observation, and then thinking, and then coming up with some answer, and then a practical application to it. So this is how it should be. So this is just a suggestion. Any student who has anything in their mind, they should always put it down on piece of paper, and then they can come and discuss with all the stakeholders. Even I am here, your faculties are here, even Paritosh is also here. In case you feel that you need to discuss something with Paritoshji, just fix up a day with us, and then he will be willing to help you out also.
Of
So
course,
thank
of
you so
course.
much, Paritosh. Thank you so much. It was indeed, it is always pleasure to hear from you. You have lots of knowledge. And being a person who is into agriculture, and then I just saw your LinkedIn question, and that is a very big question. That if at all 50% of Indian women start using this sanitary towel, then what will happen to the pollution which may be resulting to it? We really need to think of it. So this is something which is a very great problem. It is not only in India; it is perhaps worldwide, that we are using the non-biodegradable and non-decomposable product for as a sentry towel, and that is a great problem. So anyone who is having any idea that how to solve it, you are most welcome. See, problems are there, enormous problems are there. We just have to apply our scientific temper, scientific knowledge, and zeal to apply it through a technology to come up with a particular solution. So thanks a lot. Thank you so much, students. We will be sharing you a link very soon, wherein you can give your valuable feedback. And of course, your attendance is also marked. And all of the participants will be given e-certificate as well. And it may take some time, but definitely you will be getting it. And thank you so much, Paritosh. Thank you so much, Suraj, for
Yeah.
your input. Student are saying thank you to you, Paritoshi. Thank you so much. Hope to see you all on some other platform very soon with
Sure,
some
sure.
other discussion topic. Thank you so much. Vanshika Negi is saying thank you, sir. Great.
Thank you,
So
everyone. You all can connect me over LinkedIn, no problem at all.
yes,
We
yes.
can talk.
Priyank is saying thank you, sir. So students, Paritoshi is also available. Sayam Jan says thank you, sir and ma'am. Thank you, Sayam Jan. Thank you so much. So all of you can join Paritosh on LinkedIn. He is available on the LinkedIn as well, and you will find that he always posts very beautiful and very no eye opening thing content on the LinkedIn. Smriti Ojha is also saying thank you, ma'am and sir. So I'm getting responses from the student, and that always no boost my spirit that yes, I have done something good. Okay, thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. Jyoti Singh is saying. um
Thank you,
so
Jyoti.
there
Thank
are
you
good
so
number of students who are responding. I miss Anshika Kher is also saying thank you, ma'am and sir. Thank you, Anshika. Gagan is saying thank you, ma'am and sir. Thank you, Gagan, from sir side also. Thank you so much. If you allow us, we can wrap up now.
sure,
Yes,
sure.
Paritosh. Yeah. Thank you so much, Paritosh. And it is very kind always that you always give very kind consent for any such session. Thank you so much, Paritosh. Thank you so much. Students, so now I'm
Can I
just
leave now?
wrapping up. Yes,
Okay.
yes, you can. So students, I'm just wrapping up. Soon you will be share a link also on the WhatsApp group. Kindly uh, give your valuable feedback. Thank you so much for being such a nice, patient listener, and hope to see you soon on some other platform very soon. Till then, goodbye. Stay happy. Love your mom and dad. Thank you so much.